one fight that wins you the game. And that is exactly what Empire did. Shane, kudos for not losing faith in your prediction, even though you did jump ship previous game.
Only took 4.
It only took 4, but they got the last game. And I mean, that was an impressive showing from
I had faith
Empire.
the whole game. I actually did.
This whole game you had faith,
yeah.
yes. But I mean...
no, look, you're looking at me funny, look.
No, I can confirm. He actually said from the get-go, but that one fight in front of the base, there's going to be a vacuum, there's going to be a melt strike, maybe
Literally
a crush. And he actually said that. And it actually happened. Confirmed. Can confirm.
They had to force it. They were too scared, man. They were like, let's poke a little bit at the tower, we'll spin and hit this. And then all of a sudden, Loda lost half of his HP and a little bit of harassment. He's like, oh, this is kind of scary. Maybe we should play safer. And then it was like, boom, vacuum dead. Everyone died. It was crazy.
And gold swing and end game, basically. Lumen, what did you think about that game?
I thought that towards the end of the game, the Broodmother really had no impact, which is a point that the casters have touched on. He played a style which was much more reserved and more kind of jungling and kind of like Nature's Prophet almost, right? Just on that one side of the map. The problem is because the Broodmother never did anything, I don't think the rest of Empire really cared. They could focus more team fighting, more smoke ganking, which felt like there was no Brood past the 25-minute mark.
Was it because he maybe also went a different type of Brood, as also commentators pointed out, it went like a bit more of a fighting Broodmother that game?
I think the Orchid was okay. I think the AC was okay. I think he needed maybe Abyssal instead of Scotty or MKB there. And then he might have been able, like he almost killed a couple cores. You'd see him in fights, he'd be hitting, he'd be life-stealing, but it was just a little low on damage. Scotty's not a damage item. It's a hybrid tank damage item. More so on the tank, I feel, than the damage. And some int, which he doesn't need at all. He should have gone a different item, I think.
I felt that game was a Dagon 5 Ethereal Blade game. Because like once the Crimson Guard came out, you had to just get close. Like, even if you got close, you're not killing anybody fast enough. And I think the Ethereal Blade would have been helpful because there was nothing but physical damage, right? So you would have at least shotgunned somebody.
I also think the way he played, you know, like he just sat in the Ancients and just kind of farmed around that area. I think he had to do that because you saw the amount of pressure that Bounty Hunter was putting on. Like he was constantly like doing this like little patrolling area.
Oh, there was one time where Bounty just tracked him 3 times in a big circle.
Yeah, exactly.
It was like, I was kind of afraid.
It was amazing, actually. And so that's kind of well played the Bulldog for not dying a lot in that situation. And like he played it very well, considering the pressure he was under.
Yeah, I mean, they had Broodmother pick in the second, or in the first phase, like second pick. So, I mean, Empire was prepared. We talked about it during the draft. Empire absolutely knew how to deal with that Brood. So in that case, yeah, he did stay alive. There were quite a lot of fights, and I kind of hope that you chose
Which
the one
fight did you choose?
I have 2 fights.
Oh, 2 fights.
Okay.
We'll find out which 2 fights it are after the bumper for the Luminous analysis.
All right, so the first fight really showcased the strength of Brood, who play kind of the split pusher on the offlane, but not really even split pushing. In fact, she joined a lot of fights from bottom to mid. So the first fight really shows the mobility hero. Let's look into the replay. All right, so this fight really, this was shortly after the Blink Dagger came out, and we saw the bursting power of Empire. And we saw this throughout the entire game, right, where Empire is just continually deleting the hero. And then this is where Andy kind of pointed out that if you don't have BKB on the TA, your TA is dead. Oh, actually, no, the Slider. Yeah, but Slider was also in a ton of trouble. Shout out to Ake, has some 6 CM ults for the first half of the game before her hero become useless, because CM is kind of useless at this point. All right, so can we pause the replay here? All right, so Mother comes, right? Once the Broodmother cuts in, the team fight's going to develop up the ramp, but he's going to chase the Spiderlings towards the Dazzle, the Bounty, and honestly, when you're playing support and you see that army of spiders going for you, there's just nothing you can do. Like, you're just scared. Great play. We could roll the replay now. Great play by Silent, dodging that nuke. If they got the kill there, I thought it would have been a huge win. So the initial spider army, you can see that it's going onto the Dazzle, and then he kind of micro towards.
What's up here? What's up here, Lumi?
Yeah. And then Bulldog realized, oh, there's a free kill here. Spider comes, and then they get the free kill. And of course,
he does break the trees, though.
Yeah,
I mean, that's something.
He was trapped there, and Loda cleans up on the back. But if they got the Slaughter kill, even with the buybacks, I thought it was a very necessary buyback, and it was a Alliance victory. The also downside with this particular Brood style, unfortunately, is that normally when you win a fight, or when your team wins a fight as a Brood, you just get a T2.
Yeah, you push. Yeah.
Yeah.
But when this kind of fight style, you can see the power of the spiraling, but also the weakness, because you don't get any objective out of it. So, and then our second replay is obviously the replay that we all need to watch once again.
Please.
Which the Loda spin actually got out of the
he got out of the
combo,
the
but
crush. Yeah.
it didn't really matter because a lot of Alliance's teamfight strength is reliant on their support, but when their support just die instantaneously, then yeah.
The combo one more.
He didn't even wall.
He didn't even wall. Not even needed. And all the kills go to Yoku as well.
Yeah, Minute's his disruptor ulti actually stopped the wall.
Yeah, I think the Blink Dagger choice on Loda when he saw the Crimson Guard, I'm not sure whether that was the right choice. I don't know how you guys
I think he should have gone damage.
Yeah.
But I feel like he was never going to hit the backlines with the build he currently had. With just like the drum and the Manta style. He never would have been able to get to the Dazzle or killed the Bounty Hunter or something. Just Slar would just ulti him and just attack him, and there's no way he can run past that. He can't fight through that. He needs to like jump through it using a Blink Dagger.
Yeah.
I feel like that was the only solution. I think the Blink was fine. I just feel like maybe skip Scotty. He got Butterfly first, right? He went Butterfly into it.
Yes.
Maybe Abyssal Blade. They needed a way to just like lock down the BKB heroes. Draskell mentioned that. Lock down the BKB heroes, focus them, kill them, even if they're stunned. I mean, I guess they get graved, but
wouldn't be bad.
Okay, so in that replay that we just watched, that was clearly the big turning point in terms of the gold lead. But I feel like Empire was already starting to come back as Alliance lost a lot of steam up to that point. Where do you think, was it a big comeback point for Empire, or was it just as the game dragged on where Empire's hero got more and more items? Or was there one turning point, you felt?
like they got a bunch of pickups when they had the blinks.
The BKBs, I think, were huge.
That was, yeah.
Yeah, like
Once they
when
BKBs.
Slider and TA had BKB, like all of a sudden you can't catch them a glimpse. Your disruptor does basically nothing. Your CM does nothing.
Yeah.
And then you have a Crimson Guard for the Omni Slash. It's like, where does your damage come from?
It was Queen of Pain, that's it.
Yeah, Queen of Pain is all you have, and your cores just kind of melt. After like he Omni Slash, and then he's just standing there. He's like, okay, what do I do now? And then he's minus armored to bits, and he just pretty much blew up.
I still think they could have won that bottom fight, though. Like, yeah, they had their BKBs then, and it stopped a lot of damage sources. But if they initiate first, at least it's not just a complete, focused, worst-case scenario fight. And that's what that was.
Alliance, if they
Alliance.
initiate...
You feel like they were
Alliance-
too passive?
But what was Alliance initiation, though? They had like a glimpse?
Blink
No,
Omni
no.
Slash.
All you have to do is stop their blink daggers and spread out a little bit, and allow Broodmother to focus on one guy, and maybe you Omni Slash some other guy. Make them like have to do different things. If all of their focus is on blowing up the guys that are on a little area this big, like it's so simple. Everybody uses their abilities; they just die instantly.
Yeah.
Like they got stunned for 2.5 seconds. Like how do you defend against that? You're just done pretty much. If they initiate, make them waste their 2,250 gold items, then that's at least some net worth right there. Spread them out, send spiders on everybody, don't let them blink,
Use
and
the
then
webs
deal
to
with them
maybe go
slowly.
around the high ground.
Yeah, play around invisibility, play around you have so many ways to do things. Like you could use CM ulti on the guys that don't have BKBs. You could disable the guys that don't have BKBs, and then CM becomes useful. You could just use Disruptor ulti on the guys in the back while you kite the guys with BKBs with spiders and brute slows and all that stuff.
Yeah.
There's a lot of solutions that they had that they could have gone for if they initiated, but it's very hard to notice because it was a fraction of a second. 2 heroes were close. Brute was invis there. I don't even think they meant to get 4 people, but they got 3.
Yeah,
they aimed for 3.
They
and
felt
got
like
4.
they needed to initiate because it was the best opportunity they were going to get,
Yeah.
I guess. And
Fair
then they got
lost the
lucky with the
tower.
Brood.
That has a lot to do with resolution, though. Like for him to just say, like, we're going now. You know, like that to make that call in that like clutch scenario when you're so far behind. It shows the confidence of the player.
Yeah, unfortunately, we won't have the chance to actually talk to resolution, so we'll save that for a later time. What we can do, however, is see what the standings look like after today's games. We had 2 series today. Empire played 4 games. Were able to win only 1. They have only 4 games left as well, and things are looking slightly shaky for them. We know from experience that if you have 7 losses, you're going to be at the bottom half, and then you have to be really risky, really tricky to see, of course, which other teams will join you there and what's your head-to-head count, etc. Now, there's a lot more games to be played, have no fear. We have got Virtus Pro. have got Virtus Pro not playing a single game yet, and actually Vega today, their first 2 games today that they won were their first 2 games in the ASUS ROG DreamLeague altogether. So anything can still happen. Perch, since we don't have you here for the rest of the DreamLeague, who do you think is going to end up on top?
Can I see the standings again?
Yes, you can. Let's see the standings again. No, that's okay. That's easier to see. What do you think is going to happen with the remainder of the season?
I think Vega could do very well. I feel like Alliance is pretty much back. I mean, obviously they lost that game, but I think they have good strats. It seems like they're really varying their play style right now. This is a good time to practice until Frankfurt Major, so I think we saw a little bit of that today. I think NIP is pretty up there as well. 4CL is also good. There's a lot of good teams in this tournament, honestly. Got Monkey Business, VP.
You have to pick two that are not going to DreamHack Winter.
That are not going...
Yeah, the two worst.
The two worst teams, go!
Oh, God.
Be mean.
Monkey Freedom Fighters is easy because they just rebanded, so they have the lowest chance of success. That's my cop-out answer. And
the cruelty answer.
I think Empire is pretty clear since you said 7 means you're not going to make it, right?
7 means you're in the bottom half.
You're in the bottom half.
Okay. I think
just win 4 in a row.
It's going to be tough for Empire. I think they're a very good team, but they're not as good as at least 4 teams there.
And the games they have coming up as well, they still have to play VP.
Yes.
Yeah, and they have to play...
I don't know.
VP is not an easy team.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So.
No, it's gonna be an uphill battle for them definitely, because VP is definitely one of our stronger competitors here. By the way, Perch, something else you need to do.
I get to pick my hero?
You get to pick your hero. So we have a motherboard and a robot statue. A motherboard is on that side. Robot statue. This is actually the version not in plastic.
Shane, what hero did you submit? Tell me.
Alchemist.
My hero is Alchemist. Serious answer.
No, we didn't even see Alchemist today, though.
We didn't see Alchemist today.
It was over the whole major.
Of the games that I casted and watched at TI, or at the Frankfurt Major, I felt like Alchemist was the one that changed the meta the most, and there were tons of strats revolving it. Even if people built Solar Crest sometimes, I think Alchemist is the hero that I felt was most influential personally. And
like you said, most changing of the meta.
Yeah,
of
people
the,
even
of
tweeted.
Play style.
I saw a tweet this morning. It was like Alchemist is the new Leshrac. I think it was EGM maybe or someone else, but I feel like 12-minute radiance is obnoxious, and it's going to be...
Were you casting that game with me where there was an Alchemist that gave the Tiny the Ags, and he had like 12k net worth at 12 minutes in or 13 minutes in?
I watched something like that a few months ago.
It was insane.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. I feel like Alchemist is the hero. I kind of spoiled that like 2 days ago. I was like, you know what hero I would pick? Alchemist. But I didn't know that I had to pick it.
No, that's fine.
It's not my fault. If you guys cheated, you suck.
It's not even cheating. It's just paying close attention.
I kind of feel bad for saying Alchemist now as well.
You didn't know that I was going to pick Alchemist?
Yeah, but he said it this morning as well.
Did he?
Yeah,
or rather, I was very clear.
Yeah, you were sitting on the couch. Alchemist, instantly.
Oh yeah,
you were standing right there.
So one of you cheaters will win.
Yeah.
This and that.
And the person that is actually the victor is going to get contacted by ASUS, so keep an eye on your mailbox. There's only going to be one person, though. Even if you said Alchemist, you might not still be the winner because it depends on how many other people said Alchemist as well.
And your reason.
And your reason. And there's only going to be one lucky person winning the motherboard and
Solar Crest is the reason,
robot statue. But yeah. That is actually it for the entire week, because we only have 1 day of DreamLeague this week, because we are giving the team some time and space to watch or play in the MLG New Orleans. That means we're gonna come back on coming Tuesday actually, and
do we know a schedule for the coming Tuesday?
Not yet, but we'll find out. So keep an eye on Twitter. And on all your favorite websites where you can find all your matchups. And I already hear the music in the background, but I still want to hear from you guys. What's your favorite moment of the day?
The vacuum.
Okay, yeah, okay.
Crush, come on.
My favorite moment today was learning that someone in the world likes Jar Jar Binks.
That's me. Thank you. Me.
Favorite moment today was learning that Laguna Blade is actually black and not white.
That was great.
Today
it's very diverse here, isn't it? God, I don't know. There were so many favorite moments. I can't choose.
What a cop-out.
I have a cop-out. That's fine. Actually, I was happy that my food wasn't as bad as I was expecting it to be. That was my favorite moment of today.
Very, very DreamLeague related.
Yeah. Just like Laguna Blade being black.
No, we talked
about
that
for
like 20 minutes.
We did.
Doesn't have to be Dota related.
I talked
it
about...
has to be something they saw.
Jar Jar... Okay, well.
Like, I had a really nice coffee this morning in my apartment when no one was there. That's my favorite moment.
Actually, I haven't had coffee in a long time. Don't talk about coffee.
I just wore clean socks. Brand new socks. Yeah. What a great moment.
Are we done?
We are done. We are done. Thank you for watching, guys. We'll see you coming Tuesday.